Hello, singing friends and mortal enemies, and anyone else who is visiting my channel. My name is Miki, and I am your friendly neighborhood singing coach. So in today's video, I'm going to be reacting to hate comments that I have received. And the purpose of this video is to be lighthearted. Most of the comments that I get on my videos, I would say like 99.7% of them are really, really lovely and supportive. And then there's like 0.1% that are mean, but they're funny. And then there's 0.1% that are mean, but they're legitimately disagreeing with my opinion. And I welcome disagreement as long as it is civil. And then there's the 0.1% that are just ad hominem attacks on me. And I can take it, I'm a big girl. Recently, in the past 72 hours, I've received several hundred of these comments calling me a slag and a slut and a cunt and a bitch and saying I should kill myself, excuse my language, should have provided a trigger warning. I received so much hate that I privated the video that they were in response to. And this was a reaction video that I made about 1.5 years ago when I first started doing reactions. And at that time, I didn't realize that the only people searching for reaction videos are fans of the group that you're reacting to. Nobody's hate watching these videos. So they just want you to praise the group. They don't want to hear a critique. I can understand that that's a really wonderful feeling to kind of get to experience music that you love for the first time again through somebody else's ears. I completely understand that and get that. However, I also think that it's important to be able to hear criticism and that not everybody is going to agree with you. And I'm completely okay with people disagreeing with my opinion as long as they want to have a civil discussion. However, not only did I receive many hateful comments directed at me, but when I privated the video, because I didn't want to deal with the headache of people telling me to kill myself, those comments started spilling over onto my other videos and people started posting stories about me on Instagram. Actually, it was really one person telling people to come and cyberbully me across my socials and even commenting on videos with my 6-year-old son in them. And that's where I draw the line. I have 3 young kids, and if I feel like our privacy or security is threatened, I take that very seriously and I will escalate those comments to the proper authorities. I already have reported some of those. So that being said, and not to be too heavy and serious, most of the hate comments that I get are of the same variety, so a lot of them are very repetitive, but I tried to find a good cross-section of different ones. The first category of hate comment that I received started on a vocal warm-up routine video that I made inspired by Billie Eilish. And somebody in the comments said that I looked like Michael Jackson. And then this became a thing that people troll me about. Many people have then begun saying it. And I'm not particularly insulted by this because Michael Jackson didn't even look like Michael Jackson. There are so many phases of Michael Jackson's appearance. He started out as a very cute, young African-American man. And then he became a very attractive Caucasian lady. And then towards the end, he kind of looked like a skeleton with no nose. So depending on what period of time you're talking about, I'm not particularly insulted by this. But the first comment was, she looks so much like Michael Jackson, OMG. And that received 604 likes. And as you can see, many people responded underneath, laughing my ass off. Bro, I'm actually fucking dying. It's 2:30 a.m. Bro, me too. It's almost 2:30 and I fucking died reading this. She's his daughter, lol. So also wouldn't be insulted by that, as Paris Jackson is very, very pretty. So this is a continuation of the original thread. I think this is supposed to say OMG, but it just says ong. And then, dude, she does though. And then people start saying hee hee, like his laugh. And then somebody wrote, hey, maybe you broke her, because I didn't respond. And they said, I didn't mean to. So I have not been broken by this comment. I actually find it is very, very funny. Here's another one. You lock like Michael Jackson. Maybe they mean I pop and lock like him. I don't know. He was a very good dancer. Sing like Billie, as in Billie Jean. Get it? She looks like Michael Jackson. Ha ha ha. Miki Jackson, clever play on my name. Here's a commenter in Spanish. Michael Jackson, reacciona a, name of the artist, haha, okay, no, perdon, sorry. I appreciate that they were very polite at the end and apologized. And then this one is a little bit more specific. It says, you have a very Michael Jackson-like face after he turned white. Thank you for clarifying. And I'll close this comment with my favorite, which is, but a way prettier Michael Jackson. Oh, thank you. I love these backhanded compliments. People like to compare me to other women physically, and another one that I've gotten is Sarah Paulson. And I am also fine with this comparison. She is a very lovely and successful actress who's been on American Horror Story. And she just seems like a badass. She's a lesbian who's dating a woman who's much older than her, another actress who's like 34 years her senior, and she just seems like an all-around badass babe, so I will definitely take that. So the next person that I get compared to is A-Dubs, and I actually had to look her up, but apparently she is another content creator on YouTube, and she chronicled her dates on Tinder with a vlogging series, and I can kind of see this one, honestly. I think she has a similar chin and jawline, but also very happy to be compared to her. She's a very, very pretty young lady. Next, I got compared to Kimmy Granger, who apparently is an adult film star. And while I had trouble finding a safe for work picture of her, again, not complaining. Another comparison I've gotten is Sandra Bullock, and again, not complaining. So a lot of these women have very strong jawlines, so I can see where the comparison comes from. But they're also all extremely talented and attractive and seem like badass babes. So I am not insulted in the least. And when I look at the list of Hollywood female celebrities who have been told that they look like Michael Jackson, I feel like I'm in very good company. The next category of hate comments that I receive, I like to call the existential questions. And I love to think about metaphysical inquiries myself, so I really appreciate these hate comments. The first one is, you have no idea what you're talking about. And as the mother of 3 young children who often has mom brain, I have to agree with you. Sometimes I really have no idea what I'm talking about, or where I am, or what day it is. What's the purpose of this video? And I mean, besides the obvious entertainment, I totally understand where you're coming from. What is the purpose of this video? What is the purpose of YouTube? What is the meaning of life? What is what? As you can see, these questions just send me into this postmodernist relativism where nothing makes sense anymore. And then there are a few people who like to comment about how they hate watching singing reaction videos. So I guess this is some kind of weird fetish where you just hate watch things that you don't appreciate. So here's one. I can't listen to these singing coach reactions anymore. Lame, make own content. And here's a good one. Holly hell, there are a ton of vocal coaches, a ton of failed artists, I guess. I know, those who can't do, teach. And those who can't teach, make hate comments. It's like the circle of life. Then we have a few backhanded compliments. So here's one. Don't take this the wrong way, but your camera is zoomed in too much. So I guess they mean that I'm ugly and they don't want to be so close to my face. That is awesome. Thank you. Here's another one. Damn girl, you look good for someone in their late 70s. Lol. That's okay. I don't mind being a really, really hot old lady. This is my favorite. I like you, but I hate when vocal coach sings like, I get it. Stop, please. Well, thank you for liking me, even though you hate everything about me, especially the sound of my voice. A few commenters like to say that I talk too much. So this one says, boring vocal coach, too much talking, my first and last visit. Oh, so sorry to see you go, not really. Or annoying reactor, thanks. Here's one, your constant pauses coupled with your detached and unemotional analysis has sucked all of the purity from this once magical performance. Sorry, there's none left. I sucked it all out. All that talking, yet she said absolutely nothing, shaking my head. Okay, this is supposed to be your reaction, not a play-by-play. Really not sure how you felt because you couldn't stop talking. So So I guess you would know more how I felt if I was silent. Okay. She is so clueless. Stay in your lane. Masculine, feminine, snowflake. It's powerful and strong music. Leave it at that. And then this is my favorite. It says, why do you talk so much, all in caps? And then sometimes people will respond in a way better than I ever could. And this person wrote in response, because she's trying to teach you. And I just thought that that was perfect. So thank you, commenter. The final category of hate comments that I'll present to you today are the random ones. Sometimes people show up and it sounds like they're just having some kind of monologue in their brain and they just vomit whatever they're thinking about on my page, having nothing to do with my videos. But some of them are quite amusing. So here's one for you. It says, with Americans, I can never get over the default smile they have. I know it's a cultural thing, sure, but in our culture, smiling constantly is a sign of either being a phony or being an idiot. Then again, Americans think us Finns are constantly in a bad mood or suffering from depression, while we see it as being efficient and keeping face muscles relaxed in preparation of having emotions. So I guess this is kind of like a reverse, why don't you smile for us, honey? They're saying I smiled too much, and therefore they think that I'm either being a phony or an idiot, but actually that's just a cultural stereotype against Americans. And then they also have some self-awareness, and they're saying that people have a stereotype against Finns, that they're depressed because I guess they have resting bitch face. But the thing that I found really funny about this comment, other than the fact that it's kind of insane, is that it says that if you keep your face muscles relaxed, it prepares you for having emotions. I've never heard that before. So, I mean, I guess if you're like a blank slate, you're ready to spring into having an emoji for a face at any moment. But I just found it very, very funny. Here's another one, another person getting angry at me for being an American. It says, it's insulting when Americans do things that offend Koreans, but Koreans don't act entitled as if they should know. Please do not impose your American culture's ideals onto a non-American culture and expect them to know about them. Koreans know about Korean societal issues, not American ones. Do you know anything about what's happening in Korea and its issues around racism and cultural genocide by Japan and China? So this is an interesting one. I definitely do not intend to offend Koreans or intend to impose my American cultural ideals onto Korean culture. I don't think I've ever addressed anything to do with Korean culture, but yeah, so I don't know. I guess people kind of want to vent about America, which I get. I mean, you know, I'm not super proud of America right now in a lot of ways, although I do love living in America and love a lot of things about being here, but I can understand why people might be offended by Americans at the moment. But I definitely don't intend to stand as the face of America or ever talk about political issues on my channel. So these are interesting ones. And finally, my absolute favorite absurdist comment of all time, get thee before me, Satan. Don't know what this means, and I have to say, not today, Satan. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed getting a peek into the smattering of hate mail I get from day to day. As I said before, most of the comments that I receive are lovely and from lovely people. And I really do appreciate everybody that comes and watches my videos and takes the time to leave a comment, even if they don't agree with me, as long as they do it in a civil way. I'll just close by saying that one thing about being on a semi-public forum is that I feel like I've gotten a lot more used to negativity, and things that would have bothered me when I was in high school or a much younger person, I tend to be able to allow to just roll off my back. And I think that's healthy. I think nobody's gonna be liked by everybody. And I just wanted to let you guys know that if there's anybody who watches my channel who has been getting negativity either in real life or in the cyberspace and wants to talk about it, I'm here. I know that that can feel very isolating, and I feel like I've gotten pretty good at navigating that. So I'd be happy to discuss that with you if you're having that issue. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you here next week for another singing video. Until then, stay well, stay safe, keep a smile on your face, keep a sense of humor about you, because humor is definitely a great coping mechanism for all the craziness that's going on in the world right now. And I will see you here next week. Until then, happy singing.